Yeah, I think obviously a well-fought football game by both teams. Right down to the wire, and I think if you look at it from a coach's standpoint, that at the end of the day, every one of the kids can turn in and look at each other. They played hard right to the very end in the last play. And, that's what I look for as a football coach, that you want your kids to compete, and both teams did that. And I guess at the end of the day, we were fortunate to have an opportunity to get one at the end, and our kicker kicked one, and we were planning for, I was planning for overtime, to be honest with you, but at the end of the day, he kicked the ball and did a good job.
Is that where that last play, because it looked like you guys weren't a little indecisive, or were you just trying to kill?
Well, I was ready to run out of the field and tackle our quarterback. I wanted the clock to run down to 1 second, but obviously I saw him look towards the center, and I called timeout. Yeah.
So you get some reserve. Berg came in and led you on that drive, and I guess you used your backup kicker today, so you had some guys you don't normally count on kind of step up for you. Yeah,
which was good. I think all teams, as you go through a season, you have injuries, and you want to be able to adapt, and you have some people step up, and those two kids obviously did a good job today.
Well, the first half, you guys, Sacred Heart marched down the field in that first drive, and then you guys, I don't think they got in the first down until into the second half. You guys did a pretty good job of shutting them down after that opening drive.
Yeah, coming in, obviously we've given up a lot of points in the previous games, and we weren't tackling well, and we weren't getting to the football, running to the football. That was something we put a lot of emphasis on this past week, and I thought our kids came and they played hard and they ran to the football and forced a couple big turnovers, and came up with some points defensively too, which was great.
You're thinking, you guys seem to move the ball. You guys seem to have a good field position in the first half, and you moved the ball decent. Were you disappointed you weren't up more based on having some advantages in the first half?
Well, I think we moved the ball, but we didn't put any points up on the board, and that's a credit to them. They're a pretty good defense. They're a veteran group of kids, and they're really playing well, and they did a good job. I think in the second half they sort of shut us down a little bit, and as far as running the football. First half we moved the ball a little bit. Second half they sort of shut us down. We had to throw it a little bit more.
You put Berg in for that last drive just because he's a better passer for you? Or?
Yeah, at that point, looking at Andrews, he just threw an interception, and nothing against him, but we felt, hey, we're going to have to throw the ball now, and Berg's a senior, and he hasn't played, but at the same time, we feel he can throw the ball better than the other guy.
And you're thinking that last drive to maybe see what happens early on in that drive if you're playing for overtime or go for a win?
Well, we were thinking, hey, we knew where our kicker could kick from, okay. and we wanted to get the ball to where he could kick. We wanted to get on the right side of the hash, have the ball in the right hash, which we did, and give him an opportunity to kick it, and then say, hey, worst scenario, we go to overtime.
Right. Nervous at all? He's an unproven guy. It's the first time he's kicked for you, so a little nervous?
I don't know. You watch him in practice. I know that he works hard, and we have a great kicker. Our kicker's out with a sprained ankle. He's a senior, and he's kicked for us for 4 years, and this guy's been behind him, but comes to practice every day. And kickers, they go kick and they go to the backfield and kick. So now under the gun's a little bit different in a pressure situation, and he came through on every kick. And not only is his field goal and extra points, but he kicked the ball off. Right. He put the ball in the end zone, so that was great to see.
Coach, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, yep.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
It was, obviously it was a tough, hard-fought loss for our guys. They played well pretty much the fourth quarter and part of the third quarter, but we didn't start real fast, We had 3 turnovers on offense, and we didn't create any on defense, which puts us in a little bit of a hole. We had some penalties that put us back in the first half. We talked about a couple weeks ago, if you start slow against a good team, you're going to have a hard time digging yourself out, and that's kind of what happened today. We didn't really get it going until 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Played well for the rest of the third and all the fourth quarter, but by that point it was a little late. I'm excited and happy that they battled back and they tied the score when we didn't play our best brand of football. But obviously when you lose a game like that, I talked to the kids about it. The hardest thing is coming back next week ready to go. That's kind of where we're at right now.
It seemed like you guys moved the ball pretty well in that first drive, and then after that it seemed like the offense really struggled in the first half. What was it, just were you guys out of sync, or was it something they were doing, or?
I think it was a little bit of both. We had a good first drive, and then I couldn't tell you what happened after that. They made some plays on the defensive side, and they stopped us. And halftime, we came in and we adjusted to some things and came out in the end of the third quarter and fourth quarter the way we came out in the first drive.
Kind of what was the mindset at halftime? I mean, you guys, defensively played pretty well. A couple times they'd had a short field to work. Wagner had a short field to work with, but I think you guys played good defensively. What were you guys thinking at halftime?
Yeah, we played pretty sound defensively, especially in the second half. But the first half, there was a couple formations that we didn't see during the week, so we had to make adjustments at halftime. And once we made the adjustments, we shut it down really well. They didn't really get much of anything in the second half, so we just made some adjustments at halftime that worked out.
Russell, what were you guys thinking? I mean, you get the touchdown and you cut it to 20-10, and it seemed like momentum was on your side, and the crowd was getting into it and stuff. What was the thought among the players at that point?
Yeah, we just at that point we just needed somebody to step up and make a play. You said we had bad field position all game, so we really needed a turnover on defense. Just stop the run because we knew that they were gonna try to pound the route with the run back.
What did you see from the guys, and what you guys got momentum?
I think it started with Kashadis' run there in the third quarter. Then Doobie made some, big catches for us, and obviously Preston picking off that ball and getting it out to past midfield. Midfield was great for us. But again, we were just kind of waiting for something to happen. It felt like the first two quarters we weren't playing our brand of football. Last week you look at it, we had 6 turnovers. This week we had 3 on offense, and we didn't create any on defense. That's what we've been doing, is feeding off one another offensively and defensively. And like I said, we waited for that spark, and when you wait 2.5 quarters to get that spark, kind of puts you in a little bit of a hole. And against a good football team like Wagner, defending NEC champs, you better be ready to play 4 quarters all the time.
For the players, what was it like playing in front of a crowd this big? I mean, I'm sure you've been here for a couple of years, and obviously you guys school record today. It must have been nice to have that big a turnout at the start of the game.
For me, it really doesn't matter about the crowd size. Well, once we get on the field, I don't really pay much attention to them anyway. But it's definitely a great thing that we had a lot of support out there today from students and parents and families. So it was a great atmosphere playing.
Thanks, guys.